it! Pick it up!
Hey man, it's me, HeXe. We kick off this year with some bad news. My graphics card is broken, so I won't be able to play nor produce any videos until I get a new one, obviously. Sadly, they're really expensive and I have neither the money to buy it right away nor the time to work for it, due to finals in February. This gameplay was recorded before it died and I produced this video at a friend's PC. Pretty complicated and a lot of work for just a video, but I felt like you should know. I have like 2 or 3 videos unpublished, but they won't be enough, so there won't be many videos. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get back to the challenge. No one likes Mondays, right? Neither do I. Why? Because I get to play setups like this. You can give me a setup to play by writing it in the comments, and like the setups you want to see for the next episode. The more likes, the better are the chances of me picking it. This is the first Monday of the month first setup challenge. You set a loadout and I will try to make it work. But let's go back to the setup, shall we? The setup was featuring the SAR-21 with a Flir scope, suppressor and Bipod. The Maslake as a secondary and flashbangs to complete the setup. It was the first full round I played with this setup that you can see in the background. There were no good servers, so I had to try it on hardcore on a US server and on a Japanese server before it, but it was really bad. Actually, the setup helps with my pretty passive playstyle, so there wasn't much needed from me to play passive. This SAR-21 has like 0 recoil or spread, so you can stay at long range and win nearly any duel with ease. The fire rate of 600 bullets per minute is the slowest in the medic class, on par with the AN-94 on auto mode. Those two weapons are pretty similar. They both feature an extremely low recoil. The HeXe, for example, has double the recoil. SAR-21 and AN-94 have a higher spread decrease and lower spread increase per shot than the other weapons, so you can burst faster and longer burst while still staying accurate. But let's talk about the attachments of the weapon. The suppressor takes away a bit of your long range power because it decreases the speed of the bullets, which means you have to lead moving targets on range more, but that's not a big problem. I didn't use the Bipod that often because I still think it's a wasted attachment and you could get something better instead. But if you use it, it increases your range really good. I was killing the snipers in the spawns on flood zone from the sniper roof. I mean, come on, that's not fair, is it? So in order to make the Bipod work, you have to take very long range duels. If you like that, go for it, otherwise I would prefer a stubby grip. Using the Flir is kinda tricky because if many people or one good player use it, the rest will try to counter it with lasers, flashlights or the hand flare, as you can see in the video. Those things will blind you extremely hard and make the Flir useless in a small area. You can still just shoot into the center of the laser or flashlight, but I wouldn't advise trying to get a reaction shot with the SAR-21. If someone has a jump on you, you should rather try to run away and get an angle favoring you. Another bad thing is the dice camo. That will hide the soldier from your Flir, so they are not like white but the normal dark grey, and only the weapons are lighting up. That can be a bit tricky too, but it's not that big of a deal, since you still kinda see the enemy. On the other hand, you got a huge advantage with the enemies lighting up like a Christmas tree. You can scan the area really good for enemies since they would light up really clearly. So what I was doing was I just scoped in to scan the area, like at bag A in the storage area or out in the snow. Enemies light up and you can shoot them a lot easier. So in order to take advantage of the scope and its features, you should play a bit slower and tactical. So you get the jump on people and don't get surprised by them. Because it has a magnification of 2, the Flir isn't ideal for close range. That's why I was hip firing at some point. When scoped, the enemy can get lost pretty easy, so if the enemy was really close I just shot unscoped. Also it would save me a bit of time and you need every bit of time you can get to win a close range duel with the SAR-21, since you get outdamaged by nearly every other weapon in the game. The Maslach is just useless. It has no advantage over the Magnum, for example, but the Magnum shoots faster, reloads faster, and has a better hip fire. Since I already had a long range weapon, I didn't use it that much and would have preferred any other sidearm. For the grenades, I don't use flashbangs usually because they don't do any damage to an enemy and are pretty bugged. Also, you have no indication whether the enemy is blinded or not. In CS you can see when they are blinded because they have like their arm in front of their face, and you can pop flash. You can't do that in BFs. Also, turning away doesn't work sometimes in BF, so yeah. You turn away and still get full flashed. They're just bugged, so I don't feel like they're good for anything. At least not if you are the only one using them. They can certainly work if you spam enemies with it. I was taking the M26 mass instead of the defibs because that way I get a secondary that isn't useless and a weapon for close range rushing, which the setup was missing. So how would the playstyle look with this loadout? Stay passive, because you get out-damaged by nearly everything on the battlefield. Choose your angles wisely and always have a position to fall back on if you get rushed by more than one person. That way you can fall back or take cover, take out your mass and mow them down. I peeked nearly every corner scoped when I thought there was an enemy, because that's your advantage. You see the enemies light up really well. So scope in a lot to scan the area really easily, and try not to rush with the SAR-21. You can do it with the mass bow. Keep your distance and switch up your position often to make full use of the Flir and the Suppressor, keeping you off the minimap. By changing positions you will keep the enemies guessing where you might be, which gets you the jump on them. Flir, Bipod and the Suppressor is a great combo for hardcore. The enemies light up, you can stay on long range and kill them faster because they only have 60% health. The Suppressor makes it harder for them to locate you through sound as well. So what would I change about the setup? The Maslach wouldn't be that bad if it had the longer headshot one-hit range like it did some months ago, but as it is I would change the secondary to something like G18 or Rapika for some close range power. So I could use the defibs again because, yeah, the mass was a good choice too, but defibs are better. Team play is important. You should know. Also, the bipod is nearly useless for me, so yeah, I would rather have the stubby grip for even less spread or an ergo grip for improved hip fire and better accuracy when peeking corners. In addition, I would change the flashbangs because of how bugged they are. If I could get the flashbangs of CSGO, I would use them. That way you can slow peek with a bit less fear of getting shot down. All in all, it was a very nice setup to play with. It looks really bad on paper, the reason why you just make me play it, but it can actually work out nicely, and I enjoyed the round you can see here. With that being said, don't forget to like and comment the setups you want to see for the next episode, which will be a normal setup one, down below. I'll take my hat and catch you in the next one, because the journey isn't over. Not yet.
medkit. Go get it.